think he'll change. He is committed to his own level of service. And
it has been the hardest of years, and my heartfelt thanks to you and your colleagues around the world for the incredible work you do every day.
Princess Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is often seen as the perfect example of grace and style, shining in beautiful dresses and charming millions with her smile. But behind all the glitz and glamour, there are surprising rules she now has to follow. From what she can wear, to where she can go, and the traditions she must keep, some things that used to seem normal are now completely off-limits. In this video, we'll look at 11 things Princess Catherine is no longer allowed to do. Number 11. Signing of autograph. At the Chelsea Flower Show, Princess Catherine shared a detail about her life that might surprise some people. She mentioned that she is not allowed to sign autographs. According to her, it's simply one of those rules. The way she puts it makes it sound like it's not a personal choice or something she objects to. It's just part of the way her role works. It's a rule that she has to follow because of the position she holds in the royal family. For someone who is often seen in public, attending events, and meeting many people, the idea of not being able to sign autographs can seem unusual. Many celebrities and public figures are known for giving autographs to fans, making small, personal connections in that way. But for Catherine, even though she interacts with countless people, there are boundaries set by tradition and protocol. These rules are part of being a member of the royal family, and they often cover areas that might seem very simple or ordinary to the rest of the public. Signing an autograph, for instance, might appear as a harmless gesture, but it is included in a set of limitations placed on royals to maintain certain standards and formalities. When Catherine spoke about this restriction, she did it in a calm and matter-of-fact way. She didn't express anger or frustration. She simply explained it as something she has to follow. This gives a glimpse into the many small rules and expectations that come with being a duchess and a prominent member of the royal family. It shows that her life, while glamorous in many ways, also comes with a lot of structure. Each interaction she has in public can be shaped by these rules, even when it comes to something as simple as writing her name. The fact that Catherine mentioned this during the Chelsea Flower Show also highlights how public events can sometimes reveal small personal details about members of the royal family. And if you think this rule is strange or overly strict, wait until you find out this next one. Let's move further. Number 10. Personal social media account. Princess Catherine, also known as the Duchess of Cambridge, lives a life that is watched closely by millions of people all around the world. Every move she makes, every outfit she wears, and even every smile she gives in public is noticed and commented on. With such attention comes a lot of rules and restrictions, many of which are not obvious to the general public. One of these rules is about social media. Unlike ordinary people, Catherine is not allowed to have her own personal social media accounts in her own name. She cannot open an Instagram account, a Twitter account, or any other platform where she would post her thoughts, pictures, or opinions personally. Instead, Catherine shares social media presence with her husband, Prince William, Prince of Wales. Together, they manage a joint account, which is carefully overseen and maintained. This joint account allows them to share updates, photos, and important messages with the public, but it is not the same as having a personal account. On their joint account, the content is controlled, reviewed, and often created with guidance from the royal communications team. This ensures that everything shared is appropriate, accurate, and in line with royal traditions. It also protects the family from any risks that could come from posting personal opinions or unverified information. The rule about not having her own independent social media account is part of the larger set of restrictions that come with being a senior member of the royal family. Royals like Catherine must be very careful about how they present themselves online. because anything they post can have a huge impact. Unlike celebrities who can freely express themselves, members of the royal family have to consider how their words and images affect public perception, royal duties, and even international relations. This is why a personal account in Catherine's own name, where she could post without oversight, is not allowed. These limitations can feel very restrictive in today's world, where social media is a normal way to share daily life, connect with friends, or express personal ideas. Most people take for granted that they can tweet a thought or post a picture at any time, but Catherine cannot. Even her messages on the joint account have to be measured, formal, and carefully crafted to reflect the values and responsibilities of the royal family. Number 9. Public expressions of political opinion. Princess Catherine, as a working member of the British royal family, faces a number of unique rules and restrictions that most people do not have to think about. One of the most important rules is that she cannot express her personal political opinions in public. This means that she must always remain neutral when it comes to politics, no matter what her private beliefs might be. In her role, she is expected to represent the monarchy as a whole, and the monarchy is meant to stay above political debates or controversies. Being politically neutral is not just about staying quiet during elections. It also means that she cannot publicly support a political party, comment on government policies, or make statements that could suggest she prefers one politician over another. Even something that might seem small or harmless, such as sharing a personal opinion on social media or giving a speech about a political issue, could be seen as taking sides. The royal family is extremely careful about this because any public display of political bias could cause controversy or undermine the perception of fairness and neutrality that the monarchy is meant to maintain. This rule can be challenging because Catherine, like anyone else, may have her own beliefs and opinions about how the country should be run. She may feel strongly about certain issues or have personal convictions about important topics, but she must keep those private. She cannot publicly express frustration, agreement, or disagreement with government decisions, laws, or political leaders. Even charitable work or public engagements must be carefully planned to avoid giving the impression of political favoritism. The requirement for political neutrality extends beyond just avoiding speeches or statements. It also shapes her daily life and public appearances. For example, when attending events, meeting leaders, or participating in ceremonies, she must ensure that everything she does appears neutral and respectful of all sides. This rule is intended to protect the reputation of the royal family and to ensure that the monarchy is seen as a stable, unifying force for the country rather than a political actor that could divide public opinion. Now, as we move away from this rule, an even more amazing one awaits us. Let's take a look. Number 8. Traveling independently. Princess Catherine faces many rules about how she can move around, where she can go, and when she can appear in public. One important rule is that she cannot travel alone or make sudden, unplanned appearances. Everything she does outside official royal duties must be carefully planned, coordinated, and approved by her team. This means that spontaneous trips, whether within the country or abroad, are usually not possible. The reason for this is partly about safety and partly about maintaining the royal image. Traveling alone or without notice could put her at risk because the royal family is constantly in the public eye and their safety is a top priority. Every trip, whether short or long, is usually coordinated with security personnel who ensure that her route, schedule, and surroundings are safe. There are also staff members who handle communications and logistics to make sure that her appearances run smoothly. Without careful planning, there could be confusion, security risks, or even embarrassment if something goes wrong. Another aspect of this rule is that it helps manage public expectations. When royals appear in public without prior notice, it can create crowds, media frenzy, and even potential chaos. By scheduling appearances in advance, the royal household can make sure that events are orderly and well managed. This also helps ensure that Catherine's visits are meaningful, productive, and reflect the causes she supports. Every visit or engagement has a purpose, whether it's charity work, attending cultural events, or meeting members of the public. Traveling alone or without planning could undermine this purpose and the dignity of the role she represents. In addition, coordinated travel allows the royal team to handle the public and media attention in a controlled way. Photographers, journalists, and fans are always eager to see members of the royal family. If Catherine were to make sudden appearances or travel independently, it could lead to unplanned publicity, crowded situations, and unwanted media attention. Scheduled travel ensures that her engagements are covered in a professional manner, giving her the respect, recognition, and privacy she deserves while still fulfilling her duties. Even though it may feel restrictive, it helps Catherine balance the demands of public life with the need to stay safe, organized, and focused on the responsibilities of being a high-profile royal. Her life is carefully structured so that every appearance and every journey has a clear purpose, and nothing is left to chance. Number 7. Black outfit. Princess Catherine, as a senior member of the British royal family, lives under a set of rules and expectations that touch nearly every part of her life, even when she is traveling internationally. One of these particular rules concerns what she must pack when she goes on official trips abroad. While it might seem a small or simple thing, it reflects a deeper sense of preparation, duty, and awareness of her position in the royal family. Specifically, she's expected to pack a black outfit, which is meant for mourning, in case a death occurs within the royal family while she is away from the United Kingdom. The idea of carrying mourning attire may seem unusual to people outside royal circles, but within the monarchy, it is a practical and symbolic necessity. Death, whether of a senior member of the royal family or a close relative, requires that those representing the crown abroad show respect and participate in official mourning traditions. For Princess Catherine, having a black outfit ready means that she can respond immediately to such a situation, no matter where she is in the world. This ensures that she can uphold the image of the royal family, honoring its traditions and responsibilities even while on official visits far from home. The clothing itself is more than just black fabric. It carries a message. In many cultures, black is the color of mourning and signifies respect, solemnity, and remembrance. By wearing black, Catherine would be visually communicating her awareness of the loss, her empathy, and her position within the royal hierarchy. Even though she might be attending a foreign event or visiting another country, this single outfit allows her to switch quickly from ceremonial duties to participating in mourning rituals. It is a small detail with a large symbolic importance. This rule also highlights the level of constant preparedness required of royals. Unlike ordinary travelers who pack clothes based on personal choice or comfort, royals must consider public perception, tradition, and sudden obligations. And just when you think this rule is restrictive, this next one proves even more demanding. Let's take a look. Number 6. Consuming shellfish or oysters. When someone becomes a member of the royal family, there are many rules and restrictions that come with the title, some of which might seem unusual to the general public. One such rule involves what Princess Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is allowed to eat during official duties. It has been reported that she is not permitted to consume certain types of seafood, particularly shellfish or oysters, while attending formal events or carrying out her public responsibilities. This might sound like a small detail, but it is actually tied to practical concerns about health, safety, and the demanding nature of royal life. Shellfish, including oysters, clams, and mussels, are delicious and considered delicacies in many parts of the world. However, they are also known to carry a higher risk of foodborne illness if not handled or prepared perfectly. Even in the safest kitchens, the risk of contamination cannot be completely eliminated. Royal engagements often involve travel to different countries, attending banquets, and participating in formal dinners with large groups of people. In such situations, the consequences of falling ill could be serious, not just for the individual, but for the smooth running of events and the reputation of the royal family. For a working royal like Princess Catherine, being in perfect health is essential. Her schedule is often packed with back-to-back engagements, official ceremonies, charity events, and public appearances. A sudden bout of food poisoning could not only be painful and uncomfortable, but could also force her to cancel events at the last minute. This would be embarrassing, logistically challenging, and could disrupt important occasions where her presence is expected and highly valued. By avoiding foods like shellfish, the royal household is taking a careful, preventive approach to ensure that she remains healthy and capable of performing her duties without interruption. It is also worth noting that royal meals and etiquette are carefully planned. Menus are often designed to minimize risk while still offering guests high-quality, luxurious foods. The avoidance of shellfish for Princess Catherine is part of a broader system of precautions and guidelines that extend to other areas of life, including travel, attire, and daily routines. While it may seem like a small restriction compared to other royal rules, it highlights how even the tiniest details are considered to protect the well-being of the royals and maintain the dignity and reliability of their public role. Number 5. Product or brand endorsement. Princess Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is widely admired for her impeccable style and fashion sense. People all over the world look to her for inspiration, and what she wears often becomes instantly popular. A dress, a coat, or even a pair of shoes she chooses can sell out within hours, showing just how much influence she holds. However, despite this enormous impact on fashion and trends, she is not allowed to formally endorse any brands or products. This rule might seem surprising at first because her choices clearly have real-world effects, but it is an important part of how the royal family operates. The reason behind this rule is rooted in the need for neutrality and fairness. Royals, like Princess Catherine, are public figures who represent the monarchy, and the royal family is expected to remain above business, politics, and personal profit. If a royal were to officially endorse a product or a brand, it could create the impression that they are favoring one company over another, or that they are personally benefiting from the arrangement. This could lead to accusations of bias, unfair advantage, or even corruption. By staying away from commercial endorsements, the royals maintain a sense of impartiality and public trust, showing that their actions are meant to serve the public interest rather than personal gain. It is important to note that while Princess Catherine's style can influence sales and trends, this is considered a natural consequence of her public presence rather than a deliberate promotion. For instance, if she wears a designer dress to a public event and it quickly sells out in stores, it is not because she was hired to advertise the dress. It is simply the result of people admiring her taste and wanting to emulate it. Her style carries a unique kind of power, but this power exists in an unofficial and indirect way, separate from business agreements or commercial contracts. This rule also applies to all forms of marketing and sponsorship. She cannot appear in advertisements, make paid social media posts for a brand, or sign deals with companies to promote their products. Even though her choices influence trends globally, she must ensure that her influence is not tied to financial gain. Now, talking of product endorsement, this next one will shock you even more. Let's find out. Number 4. Bright nail polish colors. Princess Catherine, like other members of the royal family, follows very strict rules about how she presents herself in public. One area where these rules are clear is in the choice of nail polish. While many people enjoy experimenting with bold, bright colors, like hot pink, electric blue, or shimmering metallics, these are not considered appropriate for formal royal appearances. Instead, royals are expected to wear nail polish in neutral, understated shades. This could mean soft pinks, light beige, or simple clear polish that does not draw attention. The reason behind this rule is not just about fashion, it is about maintaining a sense of decorum, elegance, and professionalism. Royal etiquette, which is the set of guidelines and traditions that members of the royal family follow, governs almost every detail of their appearance. It is designed to ensure that royals always look polished, respectful, and appropriate for any official occasion. When Princess Catherine attends a state dinner, visits a hospital, or participates in a charity event, her look is meant to complement the formality of the occasion, rather than stand out in a way that could be seen as flashy or distracting. Bright or unusual nail colors could clash with her carefully chosen outfit or draw attention away from the purpose of the event. Neutral nail shades, on the other hand, create a clean and elegant appearance that harmonizes with the rest of her look. Another reason for the restriction on nail color is consistency and public perception. Royals are constantly in the public eye, with millions watching their every move through television, photographs, and social media. Their appearance is not just a personal choice, it is a symbol of their role and responsibilities. A bright, unusual nail color might seem playful or casual, which could be interpreted as a lack of seriousness or disregard for tradition. By keeping nail polish subtle and understated, Princess Catherine signals respect for the event she is attending and for the people she is meeting. It is interesting to note that this rule applies specifically to formal appearances. In her private life, away from public engagements, she may have more freedom to experiment with her style, including nail color. However, when representing the royal family, every detail of her look is part of her duty and her image. From clothing to jewelry, hairstyle, and even nail polish, everything is carefully considered to reflect elegance, grace, and respect for tradition. Number 3. Walking in front of the monarch. Princess Catherine has very strict rules about how she moves in public, especially at official events. One rule that might seem unusual to many is that she must never walk in front of the monarch, which currently is King Charles. This may sound simple at first, but it is actually a part of a much larger system of royal protocol, where every movement, every gesture, and every position is carefully planned to show respect and maintain tradition. At state events, ceremonies, or even public appearances, the placement of each royal family member is not random. Princess Catherine's movements are timed with careful attention, almost like a well-rehearsed dance. She always follows behind the monarch, letting King Charles take the lead. Walking behind the king is not just a formality, it is a way of making sure that he remains the central figure at all times. Even when the event involves walking down a red carpet or entering a building, this positioning helps emphasize the importance and authority of the sovereign. The rule about never walking in front of the monarch also reflects the long history of royal protocol, which is built on centuries of tradition. In the royal world, position equals respect and rank. The closer someone walks to the front, the more attention or prominence they receive. Since the monarch is the most important person in the country, leading the procession or appearing at the forefront is a privilege reserved only for them. By walking behind the monarch, Princess Catherine is showing her respect for both the king and the centuries of customs that define the royal family's public image. Every step she takes is carefully measured. Even something as simple as moving from one room to another or greeting a guest follows strict rules. Her movements are designed not only to honor the king but also to maintain the ceremonial order of the monarchy. This ensures that every event she attends appears smooth, dignified, and highly organized. By following these rules, Princess Catherine helps to reinforce the image of a disciplined and united royal family, where each person knows their place and behaves in a way that reflects the dignity of their institution. For someone outside the royal circle, these rules may seem restrictive, but for Princess Catherine, they are a daily part of life. Walking behind the monarch is not just about obedience. It is about tradition, respect, and maintaining the ceremonial structure that makes the monarchy recognizable and respected across the world. Number 2. Drinking tap water abroad. When Princess Catherine travels to other countries, even something as simple as drinking water is carefully controlled. Although there is no official law that says she cannot drink tap water, there are very strong guidelines that she follows to protect her health. These rules are part of the careful planning that goes into every royal trip, because staying healthy is essential for her to perform her official duties without interruption. Falling ill while abroad could cause serious problems, not only for her, but also for the schedule of events and engagements she must attend. Tap water in many countries may contain bacteria or other impurities that the body is not used to, even if it looks clean. For this reason, Catherine always avoids drinking it. She relies solely on bottled or filtered water, which is considered safe and reliable. This precaution helps prevent common illnesses such as stomach upset, food poisoning, or infections that could arise from drinking water that is not fully safe. By following this practice, she reduces the risk of becoming sick while she is away from home and far from her usual medical support. Her team of aides and security staff carefully organize everything related to her hydration. Bottled water is always available, and in some cases, filtered water systems are brought along to ensure she always has access to safe drinking water. The focus on water safety is just one part of a broader set of rules designed to protect her health, comfort, and ability to carry out her royal responsibilities. Even minor illnesses could affect her energy, her ability to engage with the public, or her appearance at important events, which is why these precautions are so important. As protective as this rule might seem, this next one is even more restrictive. Let's take a look. Number 1. Approval for every speech. Princess Catherine, like other members of the British royal family, cannot just speak freely whenever she wants. Every time she has to make a speech or even say a few words in public, everything she says is carefully planned ahead of time. She does not simply speak off the cuff or express personal opinions in public settings. Her speeches are written in advance, often reviewed by advisors and staff, to make sure that nothing she says could cause controversy or political problems. This is very important because the royal family must always remain neutral and not take sides on political matters. Even a simple conversation or a few sentences during an event are thought out with care. Her words are chosen to be polite, respectful, and appropriate for the occasion. They are polished to make sure they reflect well on the monarchy and show the dignity expected of someone in her position. For Catherine, speaking publicly is not just about expressing herself, it is about representing the royal family in the best possible way. This strict control over what she can say also means that Catherine's voice is, in a sense, bound by rules. She must always consider how her words might be received by the public or the media. She cannot speak freely about politics, religion, or any topic that might divide opinion. Even casual remarks during official appearances are carefully measured because they are likely to be reported and scrutinized. So which of these rules did you find the most surprising? Share your opinion with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.